age.
I want everybody that has said one hood is not critical enough of the Democrats or Biden to watch this episode.
What up? Welcome back. This week in White Supremacy, we are here. We are back. We have more craziness to talk about.
More white supremacy.
More white supremacy to talk about, and hopefully laugh about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we are a full squad this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
we've been reunited. The quartet is back.
First of all, I'm Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. And to my right,
it's a miracle.
Hey!
It's me, your girl, Miracle, a.k.a. Big Blessing with the Big Blessings. Coming back.
She's back.
You know, my man, he had to pull out, so like...
Oh, did he now?
Yeah. So, I had to comfort him,
Oh, really?
But we know Trump. We know what Miracle likes and what Trump doesn't like. So.
Hey, no.
Wait.
No,
Hey.
Kelly,
no,
stop.
sir. No,
Stop.
sir. Too far.
Never too far.
But I'm back.
Yes.
Back. On the freedom side, doing what I do.
Tim Scott is still down, or
were
you
he's
able to
still
lift his spirits?
That's not my job. But he's back hard at work.
Yes, in the Senate,
South Carolina.
Yes.
What's he working on?
Who knows?
Okay.
Being a black white supremisupremacist, you know what I'm saying? Like always.
It's honest work.
Yes.
It's honest work.
I don't know if it's honest work.
He
but it pays a lot.
He debuted his white blonde-haired girlfriend who's a model in Canada, and the next day he was like, I'm no longer working. So again, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was I had to grieve. It was what happening.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
Did you get like a payoff for stepping back and letting her come to the front?
Ooh.
When you have NDAs, you can't talk about.
You can't talk about that.
Fair enough.
So, but
Say less.
we're here.
Say less.
I'm back and I'm here.
She's back. She's
for the
here.
quartet reunited.
And we're happy. We're happy. And my brother.
It's your boy Trouble in the Last Never Like Supremacy, Next Level Shaman. You know the vibes.
Absolutely, sir.
He is mighty. Timothy McVeigh, the player from the Himalayas.
Just gotta laugh through it.
This is my himtro.
Oh my god.
My introduction.
That's him over there.
That's him over there. Like that. That's him over there. You know what I mean? The Supreme Asiatic Intelligent Leader Divine. Yeah, come on. That's him over there. It's him, man.
And it's interesting because now there's finally been an end in Pittsburgh to the Canada hate. The Canada hate.
Listen, we woke up this morning to amazing news. Soon as I got on social media,
is he the worst thing that happened to Canada? Like the country, the fact that the Steelers' offensive coordinator was named Canada.
You know how that like such turmoil for me, such internal conflict because it's like I had to like boo Canada every Sunday and Monday and sometimes Thursday.
The fact that this dude had a job for so long is white
for
supremacy.
For 3
though.
seasons.
That's white supremacy.
Oh my
come
days,
on, man.
Yes, like
stop
come
that.
On. It's like after last season, that should have been like okay, that should have. But the loss to the Browns is what broke the camel's back.
Get
so
out
what's
here.
the
Shout out Miles. If you know, you know. Shout out Miles.
Booby Miles?
From the Browns.
Oh, Myles Garrett. Yeah, Myles Garrett. Yeah. I lodge up that man every day.
Do you?
Pause.
Whoa.
Pause.
So do I.
Lodge up somebody. That's not crazy.
Trouble. That was crazy, right? Trouble. I large him up every day.
Lodge up man like Myles Garrett, innit?
Every day. That was, come on, man.
All
the little things I say. Come on, get out of here.
As we all should. Shout out to Miles.
Yes. Well, we're starting with celebratory news.
Yes.
Yes. A celebration.
It's a celebration.
The other day, yesterday, the 81st birthday.
The 181st birthday.
Our president had a cake.
Was it a cake or was it fire with a side of cake?
Like it was candles with a size of cake.
Where was the fire brigade? Like, you know what I mean? This looked like a public health risk right here.
Oh shit.
So Joe Biden celebrated his 81st birthday.
How'd they blow this out? Like, did they just pour a bucket of water on this? Or
a fire extinguisher? Yeah. You know damn well Joe Biden didn't blow out them candles.
No, No, he would have died. He didn't have the lung capacity for that.
And face first in that cake, like. So anyway,
as you should. Again, as we all should.
Wow.
All right.
Is that where we're going? That's where we're going today.
Next level suspect.
Really?
You know what that is? That's an innuendo.
Yeah. If you have a child listening, you should probably tell them to turn off now. It's gonna get even worse. We haven't gotten deep into it, Paul.
Oh my goodness.
Yo,
It's not even me today. It's not even me.
we are mad immature. Like,
With permission. It's always the
super
best.
immature. Oh wow. Get with consent.
Always get consent.
So
Yes.
Joe Biden, although celebrating his birthday, and we're glad he made it, you know what I'm saying? Glad he made it through. He had bad news come out.
That he had to blow the candles out.
NBC did a poll, and in this poll, 70% of voters aged 18 to 34 disapproved of how Joe Biden is responding to the crisis in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine. And it was the 18 to 34 demographic that helped to boost and put Joe Biden in the White House. And they said also the NBC poll, for the first time, they had Trump beating Joe Biden in a general election. So like right now, the people that like were with you the most in 2020 are dropping out like flies. And a man with 91 felonies is beating you in a general. I mean, a man who is just out here calling people vermin, just saying the wildest, craziest things, is beating you. So I'll come to you, Miracle. What does the Biden-Harris ticket do now? This is after, you had David Axelrod, a very well-known political voice, say Joe needs to drop out. The Democrats need a new candidate. 81, Joe.
I feel like if you look at Biden's birthday picture,
yes,
you understand why he's out of touch, because he literally just had a candle with an 8 and a 1 and a little bit of fire, and it would have made more sense.
It made more sense.
It would have made more sense.
Yeah, whose idea was
no.
it to put 81 candles on that shit?
Was like
it'd have been less of a climate disaster, right?
Climate disaster policy. So yeah, a lot of people are looking at Biden and saying, you know what, this is not it. You are not it. We wanted Joe. We wanted Uncle Joe in this moment, right?
Yes.
He wanted Uncle Joe to come out and say, I know you're afraid. I know you're sad. I know you're scared, but we're here. We're going to we're going to do this all together and, cry, be enraged, but we have a plan, right?
Yes.
And he didn't do it. And now we're back here thinking like this is like 9/11 all over again. We got people saying Islamic jihad. We have people's hijabs being, pulled off. We have, mosque being vandalized. We have rabbis being attacked. Like we have to lay this at the feet of the Biden administration.
We talked about last week that like Islamophobia incidents were up 200%, like anti-Semitic incidents are up like 400%.
And I blame it on the Biden administration, and not because they were the ones who carried out the atrocities on October 7th and before and after, but because they developed the messaging. And
come on, Miracle.
The messaging was very identity based from the very beginning.
True.
And it pitted communities against each other.
Yes.
That's
when
a
in
great
reality, you literally had the target that you could have named and only named.
True.
And it took you, 3 or 4 days to even say Palestinians? It took you a week or two to say, we're not fighting the Palestinian people. You failed.
Yeah.
And at a time when we have been talking about identity politics for like 3 to 4 years, you weaponize identity politics in the worst way. And so now communities are having to rebuild, to come together. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Pittsburgh is like as a community, we made a conscious effort to not splinter and to show up for each other and to cry together and to have tough conversations. And we've been, fighting for a little over a month to make sure we're still a beloved community.
Absolutely.
And that is because we showed up for each other together and not because of this administration.
Absolutely. And I think when you look at, we talked about Netanyahu was already somebody that was extremely unpopular in Israel prior to October 7th. I just learned that there were like years of protests, like hundreds of thousands of people were protesting like every week against Netanyahu. And so here's a point where you have a leader that inside of his own country, people are not, accepting. Right now, I think they said his approval rating was 4%. And so I think you have even Israelis looking at Joe Biden for some type of like leadership to like help. And it seemed like instead of leading, he really kind of was like, whatever Netanyahu wants to do, we're just going to support whatever that is. And I think that's where the failure happened, right? Because I think not only as Americans, I think the world was kind of hoping that in this moment, here's Biden who, remember, he was Obama's vice president because he was a foreign policy guy. Like, he was the guy that had all this experience. Obviously, he has a lot of experience in life in general.
That's a very polite way of saying it, but okay.
So, but that was his thing. So it's like, here's the thing, right? That it's your moment to really step on the world stage and show real leadership. And instead of doing that, he kind of almost like backed up in a sense and allowed
let it slide
and kind of let this war rage on to the point now where the world is like, okay, well, what can somebody stop it? So now there were talks. We thought that maybe there was some type of humanitarian pause or some agreement that we're going to release some hostages. There's still, I believe, over 200 hostages being held by Hamas. And so we thought that was an agreement. I guess it's close now. But again, I think people felt at this moment that, America would assert more effort or more like power in the situation and say, nah, we got to really get this done. And it didn't seem like the will was really there. And now as can he survive this?
I mean, Miracle made a really good point about phrasing this around.
And I mean, when I say survive this, I mean the political.
Oh my goodness.
I don't mean like age.
I want everybody that has said one hood is not critical enough of the Democrats or Biden to watch this episode.
We're joking. We're joking.
Are we?
We want our president to live longer. I mean, he's lived a long.
I mean, that sounds very monarchish, but I'll let it slide. Long live the king. Long live the president. Okay. All right.
No, I'm saying as a person.
I want him to enjoy retirement.
Yes, outside of the office.
Okay.
Outside of the office of president. Yeah.
So what I was going to say was, before you just...
My fault.
Great jokes, man. Great jokes. Miracle made a great point about this being, identity-based attacks that are coming from the Biden administration. And we really, I don't think, America has really dislodged itself from this boogeyman idea of Arabs and Muslims. Yes. And you go to, True Lies, right? Because if you remember, prior to True
Lies. The movie True Lies. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and Tom Arnold. If you go before that.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Fucking amazing scene, by the way. If you go before that, virtually all terrorists in American cinema were European.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. True Lies is the first time you see Crimson Jihad, that's the name of the group.
Oh, interesting.
Where the terrorists are South Asian or Muslim or
and then
Arab
they were like, yo, we're going to do this every single movie.
Yeah. And since then, so America has yet to dislodge itself from this idea, this ideology, or this picturing of Middle Eastern people or people of Arab, descent are terrorists. And it's a very convenient scapegoat anytime something goes wrong. Sure. And it's been so popularized and so ingrained in pop culture and media that you associate the two. And we talked about before Cat Williams making the insurgent joke. And then furthermore, you had what was his name? The one nigga that did the puppet, Ahmed the terrorist or something like that. It's become.
I don't remember that person.
Yeah. He blew up. This is before social media, but he had a dump.
No pun intended.
Even Sacha Baron Cohen. Didn't realize he wasn't Arabic. Until last week.
Right. Sacha Baron Cohen did a lot of
and then so these things go hand in hand. So, but when it comes from a governmental office, a presidential office, you have something that's a lot more difficult to grapple with, and the real world ramifications end up popping up in these violent and horrific ways.
True. And it's interesting because then it's also, on the flip side, it also is playing into that the trope that a lot of times is used in anti-Semitism, like the power of the Jews, and the Jews are running things, and that's kind of that anti-Semitic trope that's also we see playing out at the same time as like you see a lot of Arabs that's like, you know, or Muslims being demonized, and then you see Jews being demonized. Right. And it's like, again, I think like, you know, there was a moment where we had a moment to like show real like leadership and power on a world stage. And, you know, the Biden-Harris administration did not do that.
It's so fascinating to me that you say that, because like, I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I have not said this has not happened.
Yes.
I don't ever remember a time when Jewish people were attacked with the fervor that Muslims were in the States.
Right.
I never remember seeing this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I know Tree of Life was a very unique and horrific incident.
Well, I mean, but it is like, unique in the sense that it was the largest massacre of Jewish people that we've seen.
Absolutely.
But it was part of this. Remember, when Trump rises into power, he rises into power with this rhetoric. Yeah. Right? With this white supremacist rhetoric that people began to latch on to.
Right.
And that rhetoric was around immigrants, around Muslims. Because remember, Tree of Life was targeted because of the work that it was doing with the immigrant community.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So, but it, you know, in light of that.
Do we say that's the kind of the catalyst, if we're putting this on a time spectrum, that the Tree of Life attack is kind of what like catapulted this rush of new violent anti-Semitism?
I think that I would say the rise of Trump, because as Trump
they go hand in hand. Tree Life,
right? Because remember, as Trump begins to rise, and then particularly around
that was crazy.
As Trump begins to rise,
that was crazy.
Again,
continue.
Come on, man. Miles Garrett ain't crazy, right? You large him up every day, but Trump begins to rise. All right. So as Trump begins to rise in popularity with this rhetoric, it kind of, remember, at the same time as this rhetoric around George Soros and black organizations, right?
Yeah.
As the protests begin to rise, it was like, this was Soros. Now, I mean, this was when we talk about like how white supremacy shows up, this is the talking point now. Mm-hmm. The talking point now with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and these absolute white supremacists is, like Jewish people are like getting, like feeling the medicine that Jewish people helped to fund all of this anti-white hatred.
Yeah, which is crazy.
On universities.
Which is so crazy.
And that now that there is a rise in anti-Semitism at some of these universities, it's like you're now you understand
reaping
why white people.
Yeah,
you're reaping what you sow. It was like, it was Soros. So remember, they've been talking about George Soros probably for like 6 or 7 years. Right. And like how
long has Trump been out of office now? 4 years, 3 years?
I mean, according to Trump, maybe never.
Oh, great point.
Or Trump protesters. So I do think like we had been seeing, I think for us in Pittsburgh, the Tree of Life was a moment where we saw rhetoric become reality, right? Where somebody, instead of doing rhetoric, actually killed Jewish people. And I think we're seeing violence. I think the difference now, it's always been Islamophobia. If you Muslim,
of course,
it's always been anti-blackness. It's always been anti-Semitism, but now it's in the hyperdrive. And we're seeing incidents of like Muslims being attacked, Jewish people being attacked. We're seeing these incidences on a rise. And again, I think like we're doing what we can as people that live in a community to work within our community. But it's like we're looking to, this is why you have leadership at this time. It's like you're hoping that a way is shown forward, and we haven't been seeing that. Trouble, you're part of the 18 to 34 demographic. Are you rocking with Joe?
I'm not. I feel like he's playing the fence a little bit too hard. And,
yes.
I do remember seeing a clip of him saying in earlier years how he thinks that Israel was America's best investment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't think that he has it in
him. That was
really
that clip where he said if there wasn't an Israel, we have to invent one. That one, yes.
Yes,
that was young, aggressive Biden. Mm-hmm. That was young, smack you if you look at him funny Biden.
Was that also super predator Biden?
Absolutely.
Yeah, super predator.
Biden was on one at that time.
Yes.
Lock him up, Biden. Yeah, he was.
Corn pop Biden.
Corn pop.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, knocking corn pop out Biden. Yeah,
And now I do think that like he just needs to focus on retirement, man. Like, he's getting to that age where like the fight's not in him. He's not really like, he doesn't really have the goal for like true leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like right now he's trying his best to be a diplomat.
True.
And not really like clear the air.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like being a diplomat and not like showing like leadership. Like, look, this is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you look at U.S. foreign policy aid, the two biggest countries that get U.S. foreign policy aids are Israel and Egypt. Right. And so it's like, so you have some like skin in the game, some cards that you can put on the table. Hey, check this out. This is what we need to see happen here. And that kind of goes to Miracle's point of a clear plan. He come like, can he win back the 18-34?
You know, never say never, but I do think it's going to be very difficult for him. The best
checks
thing,
for everybody.
the best thing he has going for him right now is that there is no Democrat contender who has stepped in the race. Now, you know, there's rumors afoot that, you know, the Rock Johnson is being recruited, which you
saw that.
And you know what?
Nuts. The Rock can do it.
The Rock, not only could The Rock do it, right? The Rock has multiple businesses that he has run that are succeeding.
He's arguably the biggest star on the planet.
Biggest star on the planet, but he has also done a lot of criminal justice reform. Has helped people with mental health.
He's racially ambiguous.
He is. He has, you know,
not family. According to that French museum. He's white. He's white according to them.
He was WWE World Heavyweight Champion multiple times. That has to reign for something.
There were conversations, you know, he has had to, you know, engage diplomacy. He's had to travel across the world, work with different international leaders.
What's his name? What's my man's name?
You know,
going to be as vice president.
Who? Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No, the other dude in Fast. Vin Diesel.
They hate each other, but allegedly. But I would love.
Yeah, could you imagine Kevin Hart and The Rock?
You know, I just
no.
So I think that is the best thing going.
Kevin
for Biden
Hart is the
right
definition
now,
of unserious. So no,
is that there is just nobody who has stepped up to run.
If The Rock,
it's not that anybody takes America serious now,
Johnson,
but if President Rock Johnson,
I would love that though. I mean, after Trump,
imagine,
it's just
President
like,
The Rock.
No, imagine a stage, right? A stage.
If he doesn't do the people's elbow,
and Trump have to debate.
The Rock and Biden. I mean,
he got to drop the people's elbow on Biden,
the
man.
man looks frail now. Yeah. And you're going to put him next to The Rock?
6'5", 250.
Everybody looks frail next to The Rock? I mean, you talk about making a man already look old or feel old. You gonna put The Rock up? That's cheating, man. Come on, man. Really?
So they're trying to get The Rock to run as a Democrat and not a Republican? Or would he be independent?
He could be both, either or both, because I don't see it for our brother Cornell. I don't see it for, you know, what was their lady? The
Marianne or whatever.
Marianne. There's also Jill Stein.
Jill Stein.
Jill Stein. And there's also, you know, Claudia from PSL.
I know. Like Claudia is somebody I know personally.
You know, if Claudia was the president, I wouldn't be mad at it, right?
Yeah.
They don't have the infrastructure, money, or name recognition.
No.
But like, if all of the independents could get behind Claudia and co, I think they would have a formidable chance. But like, it's not about to happen. So I think there needs to be. I mean,
Cornell has name recognition, but like you said, without all of that money you need for the infrastructure and all that, it's
can
not.
Can you imagine a debate between Biden or Cornell? That would be like 8 hours.
It would be. It would be amazing. And then Cornell West is also 80. I think. Is he? What, he's 70? Something. He's up old.
There. Yeah, he's up there.
You know what I'm saying? Like Biden is old. So The Rock. Hey, man.
You know,
he has to hang the belt in the Oval Office, like next to the flag.
Honestly, it's like who's around? It really like when
he has to.
When I think about a possible Rock presidency, it's really like who's around him, because he would be the face, right? The Rock isn't making no real he's The Rock, but again, I don't know. Reagan was an actor. Remember, Ronald Reagan was an actor. He was
Mr. Gorbachev.
He was a great communicator. Yeah, like he was able to the thing. Like Rock can communicate. Obviously, Rock can connect with people. because The Rock is the biggest movie star in the world. So, I mean, he has that.
He can also connect with the rock bottom.
And he's able to speak to rural America because, you know, the WWE or whatever is more of a rural.
Absolutely.
Rock versus Trump. Hey, yo, like.
You couldn't write a better storyline.
I mean, it would be amazing.
The Titans of entertainment on the.
On the season of America.
This season of America.
You have
WWE World Champion.
You have a TV star? We have the biggest movie star in the world.
Listen.
I mean, that's really what it is, right?
I would love to see a debate with The Rock and Trump
like,
where The Rock goes like, "Shut up, bitch."
No, he'd be like,
"Shut up, bitch."
Donald Trump would say something, he'd be like, "It doesn't matter what you say." He would have to bring out all the Rockisms.
Right, because Trump wins with these wrestling type.
And that's the thing. It would be so
The Rock
we need this.
He is
we
that.
need it.
Right.
We talked ourselves into it.
We need it now.
So The Rock running for, but I think it just shows you how desperate we are for real leadership in America. When we have a TV host and a formal wrestler.
That's nobody's taking America seriously.
He's not just a former, but Miracle.
I know, but I'm saying when
think
we break
about
it down.
if The Rock is coming here to do a rally. People want to be there.
Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm dressing up. I'm going to have the elbow pad on and everything, bro. Listen, I will be there.
You launch him up every day?
Oh, my goodness.
He would. But, you know, but I think, and I said this before in a conversation, had COVID-19 not happened, the world would be a little different. But COVID-19 happened, and you had people waking up at 3 a.m. talking to people across the world.
True.
You had people building communities, learning food, showing how to bake bread. We know people, we have friends and family members all across the world. And what rhetoric was working in the 90s, what rhetoric didn't work in Vietnam, it could not sustain in 2023.
Yes.
And a lot of the leaders who are running the country now are people who did not understand the impact that COVID had, the impact of seeing so many people die and suffer had on folks. And a lot of these kids are just they're tired of death. They have grown up doing, gun drills in school, trying to find exit plans at concerts, trying to make sure that they have, detours or when they go on road trips and family vacations because they know what can happen at any given moment. The young people are literally tired of trying to survive and they just want to live. And they need a leadership to say, you know what, maybe death and destruction every single day. Maybe we got to change our foreign policy up a little bit.
You know what that sounds like, Miracle?
What?
Socialism. And America doesn't like that.
Or just being we're just being an adult.
The Rock says, we're back with The Rock, Miracle.
Okay.
We're still on The Rock. He said he was asked to run for U.S. president by multiple political parties.
I believe
Correct.
that.
Multiple. And the Washington Post ran a editorial. Who can beat the Donald? The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Man. I mean, it's that sounds like a matchup for WrestleMania
listen,
there.
I mean, this is where
and
we
they
are.
both. Donald Trump was in the WWE.
Hey, bro,
that would be fucking crazy.
This is where we are. This is where we are politically. We need The Rock to save us.
We just want the fighting to stop.
The Rock. Right, we need.
It sounds like a movie.
It's
a movie script.
Did you watch his HBO special when he was taking the kids who were at risk youth?
No,
and he was investigating them and giving them a second chance, rebuild.
Oh, no, I didn't. I missed that.
He was like, I'm a fight for you. I wanted somebody to fight for me because I believe in second chances. I just want. I think a lot of us are just we got a recession.
Yes.
We can't, groceries are high, rent is high. Can we just have somebody be like, you know what?
Yes.
Let's just have some joy. Let's just figure it out. Let's rebuild. Let's put on our little Princess Tutu.
Right now, he would win by a landslide.
Yes. Without question.
And he could run as an independent.
And
if RFK is getting historic numbers as an independent,
yes,
he has the money. He has the resources. He can fundraise and get those resources and run as an independent and below. He could change. Hey, Rock, let me talk to you for a second.
Change the trajectory of everyone's lives.
Please, Rock.
We need you.
Save us.
It's
Again,
crazy,
this sounds like the script from a movie.
It sounds like the script of a movie.
Facts.
Hey, yeah, right. I mean,
one man, one country, one mission.
The little eyebrow. You got to do the eyebrow thing. Because that's all you gotta do in a debate when somebody says something stupid is just a little eyebrow.
And it's wild because while we're asking The Rock to run for office, like a senator actually tried to fight another person in the Senate hearing. Inside of a Senate hearing, this is his name.
Senator is Mark Wayne Mullen. Mark Wayne Mullen.
Mark Wayne.
From Oklahoma.
It sounds like a wrestler, right? Coming to the ring, Mark Wayne
weighing
Mullen.
in at standing at 6'1", weighing in at 312 pounds. From the Sooner State of Oklahoma, we have Senator Mark Wayne Mullen,
and not Mark. Pause. Wayne.
No, it's Mark Wayne.
His
Mark
name,
Wayne. You got to put some twang on it. Mark Wayne.
It's one word. Mark Wayne. That's so weird to me. It's all one word. So did you want to play the clip of
we
Mark
got Lil Wayne and now we got Mark Wayne.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish you was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company.
This is Mark Wayne.
And my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours.
Speaking to I think
pretends
it's the head
like
of the
he's
Teamsters.
self-made. What a clown.
Yes.
Fraud.
He's reading
always
tweets
has been,
that the Teamster
always will be.
Wrote about him.
Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me.
Ooh.
Any place, anytime.
He's
cowboy.
the on-site.
Yes.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place.
Oh!
You want to run your mouth?
Yeah.
We can be 2% adults. We can finish it here.
He said we can finish.
Fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
He
Stand
said
your
what?
butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
It's Bernie.
Yo, Mark Wayne's a big.
Sit down.
Yo, he's not a small
Hey,
person.
but dude was with it.
Sit down.
Actively.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold it.
He said no. Bernie was like,
Was that Bernie?
No.
Yes.
hands up.
That's
I'm
Bernie.
sorry.
This is
Hold
what he
it.
said.
You'll have your time.
That's Bernie.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing.
Bernie was like, "This where we at?" I mean, bro,
they should have let them fight.
They should have let them
They
fight.
should have let them fight.
Up until the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken, you were actually allowed to challenge
Yeah.
another person to a duel, and it happened. It
you want
happened.
to take the glove off and smack him in his face.
I neglect your position, sir. I challenge you to a duel.
This isn't Hamilton, Farouk.
But no, I mean they did it in Japan. Man hit him with the suicide throw.
Yeah.
They had like a judo match in Japan. Vladimir Putin is a black belt in judo. He be with it all the time.
Yeah.
Let it happen in the States.
And my man, the other dude was with it. He said, "I love." Like he was when dude was like, "Now is the time. Now is the place. You want to do it?" He wasn't like, well, sir, no." He was like, "I love." Like when the way he said, "I love to." He been in hundreds of fights.
Let's
like
do
this.
it, man.
I would have been in that room taking bets.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, "I'd love to."
I'm with it,
He was
man.
like, "I'm not. There's not shit
Let
going on.
him
I'll
fight.
knock you out right here."
Let him fight.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. But I mean, that's where we are right now. You ain't gonna have that energy for The Rock though.
He's gonna lay it.
You had that
smack
energy
it down
for
it.
The Rock though. You know what I'm saying? Would The Rock would he stay with his workout routine? Like, would he?
I mean, that would be crazy. I mean, could you imagine what the gym would be like in the White House?
Could you imagine the
Rock?
Secret Service having to outperform The Rock with their workouts?
He be talking bad to them niggas.
Rock be like, let that dude go. So there has been on the other side of the aisle, Trump is on the campaign trail, and Trump had a interesting. I mean. When there's a Trump drop, I always think like, where do you slot this? Is this one of the top 100 wildest Trump drops?
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
We're not sure where Trump was or who he was talking to, but Trump apparently was talking about a rumor that has surfaced about him
and water sports.
Did you want to play that clip, sir?
Reluctantly. But actually, I haven't listened to it yet, so I was waiting for the show to hear it for the first time.
If you're listening to this with a child,
parental discretion is advised.
You might want to earmuff the child. Go ahead, brother.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, "It's not true, darling. I love you very much"?
That's just a wild way to start.
Yes,
let's pull this back. He was with 4 hookers.
And you know damn well that Trump has had at least 300 nights with 4 hookers. You know
at least
how Trump gets down.
Come
you know what I'm
on,
saying?
At least.
At least.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good?
He
that
was
night
sued
to
by
go
a
up
porn
and tell
star,
my
Miracle.
wife,
I mean, come
it's
on.
not true, darling. I love you very much. It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know? He's not into golden showers, as they say they call it.
Is that what they call him,
I don't
Trump?
like that idea.
You don't know nothing about that, Trump, huh?
How is your skin so orange then?
No, I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said,
That's why his skin's orange. It's an allergic reaction.
What is his problem?
You know what?
If he wasn't a bigot, right? If he wasn't a bigot, he would be fine. But
Yeah,
for some
really?
reason, he just has to be a big. Like, I
Would he
really
be fine?
think that he missed his calling as being a comedian. He could be like Jeff Foxworthy.
Yes.
He could have traveled the world, done stand
But,
up.
I mean, he has his billions. He was a real estate guy.
But I think he
Miracle?
would have made even more. He could have made even more money, comedy specials,
I don't know.
all type of stuff. Had he done like stand up,
But he got like $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. I mean, I think he's
and
he
all
likes to
that
get his lie
went,
on.
all that is going, to pay lawyers.
That right now
and
it is
taxes. So like
right now it's going to pay lawyers.
he made a mistake. He made a mistake
Possibly.
somewhere.
Also, speaking of Trump and lawyers, a Colorado judge has ruled that former President Trump engaged in an insurrection on January 6, 2021, which we all knew. We already knew that. But that he rejected an attempt to remove him from the Colorado primary ballot, finding that the 14th Amendment's insurrection ban doesn't apply to presidents. As our legal expert, Miracle, what does this mean?
I mean, Trump is going to be on the ballot until Trump is convicted of a felony.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to run for the presidency.
Yeah. It
Now,
says,
are they
according
gonna
to, hold on, I'm going to come to you. It says, according to the 102-page ruling, the Colorado judge said, labeled Trump an insurrectionist who, quote, actively primed the anger of his extremist supporters and acted with the specific intent to incite political violence and direct it at the Capitol.
But because he was technically still president,
yes,
it's okay.
I mean, that is wild to say that and then say
it's like we know you did the act, but you're still kind of indemnified from being elected as president.
And then we hear like if he becomes president, he has this big like he plans to deport like 2 million people like the next day.
Will he deport Mike Pence?
But no, I think
Mike Pence got to
is
go hide in some type of safe room.
Yeah,
if Trump becomes president again.
They got to put him in a bunker, man.
Exactly.
Mike Pence needs to go.
Lord.
Like they need to put Mike Pence in a hole and throw away the hole because he is not safe. If
But
Trump
Congress
gets
refused to impeach Trump when they had the chance.
Well, they impeached him twice, but not on this.
Correct. And so they could have done something that would have allowed him not to run for office.
Yes.
They refused to do that.
They did not do that.
And because people just keep kicking the can and
True.
they keep capitulating to white supremacy, now we're in a situation where Trump could possibly win.
Yes.
Half of us are going to jail.
Yes.
Like the other half is being deported.
Yes.
Like he has people threatening to arrest people, threatening to put people in jail, threatening to use administrative detention.
Yes.
Already on Twitter. So we just all gonna be in prison. So at this point, we just be fighting for prison reform to make sure prison is just like nice place for all of us.
Would we still have Nikki Haley as like his VP? Like who would run?
I think he would probably make her like Secretary of State.
Yeah.
Who would be VP for Trump?
I think it's going to be that Vivek dude.
Vivek Ramaswamy?
I think like he is like he has the propensity to like lie like Trump. Like he's just a bold-faced look down the camera like straight up liar.
Yeah.
He's like, Vivek reminds me of like American Psycho.
Christian Bale?
Yes, he reminds me of like the
Norman,
guy in that movie, man.
Yeah,
He's just an out and out, like no conscience whatsoever. And that fits like Trump's thing. He's like younger, he's brown. It says if Trump returns to the Oval Office, President Trump and his allies has promised sweeping transformation of the federal government that will wield the executive branch's power in radical, unprecedented ways. Basically, like, and then like if Trump gets back into the presidency, he's not leaving.
No.
You think he's leaving in 4 years?
No.
You think he's going anywhere?
It's like the Watchmen when Nixon wouldn't leave the office. Like
It says
Trump will be there forever.
He's going to use the Justice Department for revenge. Like, what's going to happen to these judges?
Now, could he actually do that? Like, I mean, I know he could pass the act, but like, do they have to listen to him?
I mean, the thing about it is,
can't Congress override the presidency, right?
Miracle?
Isn't that how that
help
works?
us on this? Miracle is texting.
Congress cannot override. Help me. Cannot override the presidency.
Well, I know, like, so
how you gonna ask me a question and yell at me when I'm trying to answer?
I'm not. I was just saying, like, I don't know.
You interrupted.
No, but it's like, I know, like, if the Queen said something, Parliament can be like, no, we're not doing that.
But the Queen is not is a ceremonial position. The President has real power. And if President decides, and I'm going to come to you, Miracle, who's going to be in that federal judgeship or who's going to be the Attorney General, he's going to staff all those positions with his people. He's already did it with all the judges.
Yeah, you're right.
Miracle.
So theoretically, if Trump wins, he's also probably going to win the Senate. And he's also probably going to win the House of the Congress.
Oh,
so he would then be able to put all of these people in positions of power because then the Senate would approve everything.
So we have now, so then if that's the case, right, and this is for all the poli-sci nerds, would we move from a democratic society to like a totalitarian?
Yes. Here's one of his...
Trump would never leave. If he gets back in,
he's never leaving.
Here's on his agenda. The former president said he will require local law enforcement agencies, require them to practice stop and frisk. Require them.
I remember those
You
days.
have to. And then he also said he would deploy the National Guard to cities dealing with high levels of crime. Like Merkel said, we all going to jail.
Yeah.
You know, we all going to jail. He said he would create tent cities on inexpensive land. I mean, it's wild. People getting deported, people getting in prison.
I mean, if we all go to jail, if we all go to jail, I'm okay with that.
No.
We're gonna be doing this is white supremacy in jail. We're gonna be doing just around the table at chow time.
Drive me over to the prison so I could still be a part of the program.
We'll phone you in. Yeah, I'm good on phone time. I still got phone time bank. I'm good. Come on.
We did have some justice news, however. Okay, we did have some semblance of justice.
Where? For who?
Scam God.
Oh yeah, Scam God.
We needed that clip. They got him. You know what? We got him. You know what I'm saying? Scam God. It went down. Well, you got the clip? Yeah. George Santos.
How?
Your 15 minutes are up, sir. They did
I just want to see Trouble dance to this. Because Trouble getting down to this shit.
They did a health ethics thing, and guess what?
We got him.
According to the ethics report, George Santos used campaign funds to pay for Botox, Sephora, and OnlyFans. I mean, hey, yo, the George Santos documentary gets even wilder.
You know what?
You know,
I ain't mad at it.
That's illegal.
I'm kind of mad at him, man. I'm kind of with Miracle right now.
You figured out how to pay for your OnlyFans? You like,
y'all wouldn't have one. Makes me so angry. We could have had so much money if we had a 100 OnlyFans. All y'all said no. But anyways, moving on.
Miracle, like,
no, we're not.
Who were
moving
you
on.
before you came to this organization? I just want to know. Like, were you a madam?
I just want the best for you. I just want you to use the assets the universe blessed you with to get the life that you
lean
would
on pimpery. Like, it's like you've cut women before. Does Miracle have to cut a bitch? like does Miracle Jones Esquire have to cut your face?
Be like, this is not what we agreed on. No, I mean, no, you cannot use campaigns for your personal enjoyment and to, get some
what if he's buying it for
here or some makeup there or, a top percent of OnlyFans. Here, he said $400K.
It says
$400K at Sephora is crazy.
It said
for only
the
Redstone's account received a $25,000 wire from an account affiliated with a contributor. From there, the $25,000 was transferred from that account into Representative Santos' personal checking accounts.
Jesus Christ!
This dude was actually operating like Clay Davis, right? It said the same day that $25,000 was transferred into the personal account owned by Representative Santos. It said the funds were used, among other things, to pay down personal credit card bills and other debt. He made a $4,000 purchase at Hermes and smaller purchases at OnlyFans, Sephora, and for meals and parking.
Wow.
George Santos ladies and gentlemen.
Scam God.
So George Santos came out after this ethics report and said he will not be running for re-election.
I'm going to miss him so much. When he was like, I have a baby.
Oh, yeah, he had the baby.
Who gave you this baby? Where did this baby come from?
He bought the baby.
Yeah.
Black market baby. He went on the dark web, got a baby.
He got
Where
contributions.
This baby come from?
He put the $50,000 into his personal checking account. He searched where do I find a baby? I mean, I don't know.
Can you Google that? Like, where do I find a baby?
The fact that somebody had asked him on camera about like OnlyFans, and he was like, I have no idea what that is. My fat guy tell me what an OnlyFans is.
Yes.
It was like, sir, but you know.
Come on.
What if he's actually like a content creator on OnlyFans? And like he has like
be surprised.
You know, I cannot wait for the Netflix expose because you know the movie.
Oh, that's going to be fire.
I'm going to be
we got to play that at the black
seated.
box. Like, yeah.
Going to be.
'Cause,
So
like-
supposedly he's going to do some press conference soon. But right now it's looking as if he's going to be expelled from Congress because of this ethics committee investigation. So we don't know.
He literally could have changed.
Yes.
And he literally could have been like, you know what? I'm here. I made mistakes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to change and I'm going to do. But he became a liability.
Yes.
And he became a sideshow. And
Yes.
he didn't have to. He literally could have been
Yes.
doing some good work for New York because apparently, you know, they needed they got rats and, you know,
Eric Adams.
a broken budget.
It said
So,
over a few days last November, Mr. Santos dropped $6,000 at Ferragamo.
Damn. I support that.
On the red sneakers he later wore to walk the marble halls of Congress.
Damn.
He said, if I go ahead and do it, I got to look fancy.
Yeah, I mean,
Again,
you know, hey.
you got to look the part,
said-
man.
Hey.
I be coming with a drip when I walk through.
Ferragamo sneakers. I mean, but again, he's going to make millions of dollars selling his story.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, this
was
is a
like
movie.
Yeah.
This is who's going to play George Santos.
Himself.
This is an Oscar-winning. No.
He will definitely.
It's an Oscar-winning role.
You know who could probably play Timothy Chalamet could do George Santos.
I think that.
Maybe. Andrew Garfield, maybe.
Andrew Garfield will be perfect.
I think that we need.
Wow. Someone needs to get him as a casting director.
Somebody maybe a little more rotund would need to play him.
I mean, you could always gain weight.
Yeah.
Christian Bale gained weight to play.
Robert De Niro gained weight. Yeah. Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, yeah. Christian,
Younger. Maybe
Andrew
somebody-
Garfield would be wow.
Yes.
Garfield for Santos?
Yes,
Garfield
I
the
like
scam god.
Yes, I like that.
Hashtag Garfield scam god. I love it.
Let's start it right now. We're going to start the campaign.
Let's do it. Come on,
We
man.
got Rock for president.
But really, I mean, what was that? Inventing Anna. It's like that same, Netflix has all these,
Andrew Garfield.
First they hit you with the
that was fucking
documentary.
brilliant, man.
The documentary about Santos is going to be amazing. And then they sell the right. The memoir, the book, George Santos's book, How I Scammed My Way to U.S. Congress. I mean, come on. He's going to do
gonna be a
Oprah.
Scam God.
He's going to do all that.
Man.
Scam God would be the incredible title.
I'm telling you,
for a
scam.
book.
Yeah,
He's going to do Oprah. He's going to do all the major newspapers.
and you heard it here first. We said scam god first.
Yes,
He'll
we did.
go to prison.
We have to.
We got copyright.
He'll
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
prison. He'll do his little time. He'll come out. He'll be like a prison
Yeah.
reformer, abolitionist type
Yeah.
person.
Yes.
Then he'll write his story. He'll get all this money, and then he'll probably scam some more. I don't know.
No.
where. He will.
Wait. Only scam.
Oh, say that. We always got to edit that. Only scam.
Listen. Fake
Lord have
it.
mercy.
When I'm on,
scam.
I'm on fire, man. When I'm on fire, I'm on fire.
That
It's
is amazing.
Only scam.
Only
Fake it
scam is
till
crazy.
You make it, but when you make it, you can no longer fake it, and then you got to face the consequences.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to jail, which is like really sad because technically
Yeah.
it's like he got in there, just let him stay in there.
Yeah.
But like, no.
I mean, I think, again, it's like he knew he was just, it's kind of like similar like Trump's presidency. Right? He probably didn't think, he was like, I'm not going to win.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like you win and it's like, oh shit. Like I lied my way into Congress and then all the lies start to come out, but you're there already.
yeah.
Like you already got your apartment, you already got your money, you already got your pension, you already got everything already.
He even got a husband out of this. Like it's
He
just-
won. He won. Like he won.
He did.
He
Like,
won.
One.
he's gonna be famous. He's
gonna keep most of that shit if he goes jail.
And I think he gets like the health care for the rest of his life,
right,
the benefits for the rest of his life.
I don't know if because he's getting
he'll probably resign. I think that he'll probably resign the morning of, so he doesn't even worry about that.
He's still possibly facing charges. He's gonna get expelled according to what they're saying, but he's still gotta face charges. You know what I'm saying?
That's a little bit of time. I don't see him doing more than like 3 years.
Yeah, no, I mean he could do that. Like he could take that.
Yeah. So I guess the last topic maybe should be, if there was ever, like live stream is like, really, really popular right now. Mm-hmm. There's ever the time like I want to see these Thanksgiving arguments. This Thanksgiving is gonna be a wild time
from the staff
around the bird
and from the show of This Week in White Supremacy. Please fuck your Thanksgiving up. We're begging you, and then record it.
Like
at us.
Send it to us,
please.
We will play your Thanksgiving meltdown.
Matter of fact,
on the air.
play us at your Thanksgiving, and then have the conversation. Play this episode this Thursday.
Well, and again, we would say invite us, but if there's anything with raisins being made, we ain't coming. Right? If the mac and cheese is like Kraft, nah, we ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be.
And if you got pumpkin pie and not sweet potato pie,
yeah.
I mean, I don't hate pumpkin pie, but I want sweet potato pie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Absolutely.
We gonna make like Trump with them 4 hookers. We ain't coming.
Trouble is good for one quiet bar. Wow, really? That's how we're closing the show.
I have little hands, can't do it myself.
Are there any advice? Anybody? So like you're going to your Thanksgiving, you're going to your racist parents' Thanksgiving in the midst of like a worldwide meltdown. What advice would we give? Do you have any advice, Miracle, for the people that watch our show?
Get your to-go plate first.
Wrap it up. Wrap it in aluminum foil first.
And just be like, listen, what?
Yes.
Since when did you know you're a white supremacist? But like, I'm all for like chaos. Apparently, I realized over the weekend.
I mean, you're a Sagittarius.
I create the chaos.
Terrorist.
I create the chaos in my family.
That's kind of what Sagittarius do. They love chaos. They don't. Normal routine is crazy. It's chaos.
You gotta have change. You ask questions like, I think it's funny that we're having this meeting when half the world is in conflict right now.
Oh wow!
And your grandparent or your uncle is gonna roll their eyes,
yes.
and then you just go off. But again, pack your plate first.
Yes,
because you're gonna be hungry later, and then you're gonna be you can't be angry and hungry at the same time, and it makes it worse. Or like one of the things my family used to watch like movies, and you can find like a nice documentary.
Because what better to enjoy the turkey and mashed potatoes
than watching Mississippi Burning?
Wow.
A documentary about racial unrest.
we did. We would just and then we just would watch a movie, and a lot of time the first movie would have to be educational, and the second
what's
movie
the Samuel Jackson movie where
A
Time to Kill?
Yeah. And I hope they burn in hell.
A Time to Kill traumatized me, and I would just sobbing, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I wonder how many people the past couple of Thanksgivings have given thanks for Donald Trump. Like how many families?
I mean, they still are. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
What's George Santos giving thanks for this year?
I mean, them Ferragamo shoes, man.
As long as
George Santos gonna be fresh at Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying?
The best Thanksgiving. I want George Santos to be like out just giving out.
I mean,
could you imagine if he was your Secret Santa?
Secret Scamta.
I mean, he'll get fined.
Secret Santos.
He might do a couple months. You know what I'm saying? He'll get fined. He'll do a couple months. He'll be all right.
I mean, I want George Santos in prison? No.
Yes.
Do I want a reality TV show about George Santos in prison?
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. Crazy.
Santos and Trump.
You know what I'm saying? So I do have some shaman advice for the people.
Okay.
So if you're not familiar, the throat chakra has to do with your truth, your soul's truth, what your soul truly desires, right? Not only on this Thanksgiving, but every single day we should be practicing speaking our truth aloud to the world. It might ruffle some feathers. It might make some people angry.
True.
But that's setting you up for success because you don't want those people around you if your truth offends them.
Yes.
Right? So at Thanksgiving, speak your truth to your family and figure out who's real.
What if their truth is alternative facts?
Then let someone else speak their truth and let's see what happens.
But get your plate first.
Get your plate first, yeah.
Then speak the truth. Record it. Send it to info@onehood.org.
Yeah.
We want to see the chaos that takes place.
Just don't throw the
at your
table.
Thanksgiving. Yes.
Every year, the farther we get away from the season finale, the more of a need I realize we have for Festivus.
Festivus for the rest. Well, that's Christmas. That's, you know. That's,
Well, I mean, it's still a
It's
Festivus.
before.
You know what I mean?
Are you going to apologize to me during Festivus for all the harm you've caused
wow.
this year?
No. Absolutely
Well,
not.
I thought you would be doing,
Festivus.
Farouk, I thought you'd be doing men's givings.
What's that?
You don't got no friends.
Men's givings? Like the man Thanksgiving celebration?
I never heard of that. Is that something?
He don't have enough friends for a Men's-giving.
That part.
He hates everyone.
That part.
Friendsgivings? You're not.
I actually got invited to a Friendsgiving.
Oh, really?
I didn't go.
Fuck you, friend.
It was last Friday. I didn't go.
I think we could do Festivus. I do like making amends because there are people I
like
know.
the airing of grievances and then feats of strength. Those are what I'm coming to Festivus
You know,
for.
I do have some grievances to air with people because but I think Festivus could be fun. I think we could do it. I think it'd be like chill, like a non-religious holiday.
Okay, so One Hood celebrates Festivus. Be on the lookout for that. Do we?
Why are we inviting people?
Oh, it's an internal One Hood event. Okay, I thought we were putting
Boo,
it,
boo
putting it
the
out,
people.
putting it out.
No, I'm joking, JK.
So, I guess speaking of airing grievances and becoming your better self, our book today, our white pages, is The Upcycled Self by Tariq Black Thought Trotter. Quite
Black
possibly,
Thought and white pages.
Yes.
See what I did there?
This could be quite possibly the greatest lyricist ever
Yes.
alive. You know what I'm saying? Ever to pick up a mic. Black Thought from the Roots. It's a memoir on the art of becoming who we are.
His journalistic range is a catalyst for change.
Yes. The upcycled self. Wow, listen to this. One of hip-hop's greatest MCs unpacking his harrowing, remarkable journey in his own words with enough insight for 2 lifetimes. That quote was from Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Who the hell is that?
Miranda. Sorry.
Hamilton.
Lin-Manuel Miranda? You know who that is?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, whatever.
So shout out to Black Thought, and for this book. And
I love the cover.
What are some other stuff that we have? We have, we were going to invite you to see Renaissance, but it's sold out. We do have a pre-screening of Renaissance happening November 30th.
Beyonce will be there on the screen. That's what comes with your $5 purchase. Is seeing Beyonce on the silver screen.
We had a dope event yesterday though.
Yes,
Turkey Bowl.
Lodge Up.
Fed the guy.
Yeah, Lodge Up Fed, Lodge Up Taylor Gang, Lodge Up.
Charlotte's Web, Michael.
Charlotte's Web. Yeah.
saying?
Older man, them. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Yo, it was great.
Pittsburgh Knights.
Pittsburgh Knights.
Yes. It was really dope. And then we had a Madden tournament, and then the finale being on the projector screen
Was dope. Yeah.
was pretty dope.
Thank you, Austin, for helping us with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we had a great time last night.
Yeah. And then
And I need you
also-
niggas to just stop letting me eat pizza.
I mean, that's what is
Self-control.
ordered
That's a personal
every
choice.
Monday.
You know I don't have that.
yeah.
You of all
Me
people
neither.
should know
Get it.
I don't have that.
That's why we're
I know,
twinning.
that's why I'm telling you this.
High five.
And with that being said, any final other things happening?
Make
What's
sure
going
you
on?
wear your silver to the Renaissance. Screening.
I mean, we're going to have the red carpet. We're going to have the photo opportunities. We're going to put the pictures out. It's going to be really dope. You know what I'm saying?
We talked a lot about elections, prisons, jails on the 28th of November at 6 p.m. at Hosanna House. One Hood Power, the Leadership Conference, the Pennsylvania Project is having a program titled Black Robes, Gold Judges. I messed that up. But was talking about the importance of the federal judiciary. We elect people who basically put these judges in place on the federal bench. So come out on the 28th at 6 p.m. at Hosanna House. There will be refreshments. So get some really cool people, get some really cool information. Here in Pittsburgh, This was the first place that the federal government allowed for RICO charges to be used against people who were accused of trafficking drugs and being in gangs. And so the federal judiciary has a very unique perspective, like here in the area. So just come out and just learn about how you can impact the federal judiciary.
All right. Very cool. Final words?
Never lose sight.
Never lose sight.
Ruin Thanksgiving.
Ruin Thanksgiving. With that being said, we'll see y'all next week. This week in White Supremacy. Peace. One Hood. Send us some videos.